Bernie Sanders. Give it to him, everyone, because America's going to have its first communist leader. That's right, comrades. Now you don't have to pay for anything. Hospital bill, gone. Electricity bill, gone. Your friend named Bill, gone. This is so wrong on so many levels, but who cares? Anyway, for those cave dwellers, Bernie Sanders, around the time this video was made, is currently seeking the nomination from the Donkey Party to run for the president of the US of A. Remember the common stuff mentioned before? Well, that includes free education as stated in this campaign website. What do I think? Well, his goals are unrealistic and his methods are obscured. I mean, how do you finance that? Taxing successful people? But honestly, I'm a little tempted on buying his utopian promises. I'm not gonna lie, because I am currently enjoying tuition-free college in Europe, paid for by German taxpayers. Thank you, German people. You guys are too nice. Well, that kinda makes me a hypocrite. But just shut up.
White male!
To make up for that, to make me a little less bad, here are two arguments for free education. The free world. Freedom of speech, freedom of choice. But one thing is for sure, it's not free of problems. Homelessness in California, the recent stagnation in Germany's economy, the list goes on with better things to come. Poverty is still everywhere, and if people don't deal with this, it's gonna hit the fan. It's been hitting the fan actually, because people will do anything to survive. It's just human nature. It is a downward spiral indeed. Now, to get rid of the poverty means to improve the standard of living. As a strong believer in equality of opportunity and of outcome, improving the living standard means helping people to help themselves. And this is where free education comes in. And a cheap animation of JFK. Yeah. Education is mentioned by the UN and the World Bank as one of the actionable plans to reduce poverty. And by having the education system totally free, everyone from potheads to Bernie bros can enroll at schools and universities if they want to. This is a much better social program compared to state handouts that simply give people free stuff just for the merit of what? Breathing? Because the system will maintain competition within formal educational institutions and kick people who are either dumb or lazy or both from wasting taxpayers' money. Ideally, this will only work if we have more schools like MIT or Harvard. That means we must increase the standards for the students to enroll and to make exams harder so that students will keep pushing themselves to their limits. Sounds inhumane? I think it's just discipline.
Meine Herren, Haubitzen!
Deutsche Qualität.
How does this relate to improving the standard of living and equality of opportunity? Simple. More job opportunities. Yeah, no, you can't simply get a job just by slapping company recruiters with one of those papers that say you know stuff, I know, unless you are one of those entry-level interns/slaves. But in this days, try looking for better, higher-paying jobs and see if you can find any that doesn't require a degree. You won't even be considered to take part in a mild interrogation they call an interview, where they ask you your past experience, whether you have things up or not, or are you willing to do anything to get the job. It's weird because it doesn't prove your professional worth, but somehow they want you to have it. But that's just the reality. Just wake up, dude, seriously. You know, one of those people saying that going to college is pointless. Well, it's true for those people with real talent, or if you're a Harvard dropout, or if you're really smart, knowing a lot of people, getting recognized by someone working in the company. But for most of us peasants, I must say it's better to have a college degree. I know, this doesn't really solve the problem with poverty. I mean, if the students themselves fail in their classes, or no one is interested in getting their education, this won't work. But I can't stress this enough. When it comes to helping people out of poverty, which one would you prefer? Giving people free stuff for doing nothing, or forcing people to do something by facilitating a place for them to study for free? Germany today, the land of the not-so-free and the home of the cucks. It is also the land where your fast cars are produced. Even Lambo is owned by Volkswagen Group.
Deutsche Qualität.
After that Second World War started by some funny dude with a funny mustache, Germany was destroyed, divided in two, and essentially was a free real estate.
It's free real estate.
While the other half was owned by Uncle Joe, the West Germany was trying to formulate something in order to rebuild. Now,
Look at this dude.
In 1949, this
Dude.
Ludwig Erhard promoted and implemented social market economy, soziale Marktwirtschaft. This system is a low-key form of communism with some capitalism in it, or I don't know, the other way around. But one way or another, people say that it enables West Germany's economic miracle. It is a market-based economy, but with free and fair competition with social benefits. To oversimplify this metaphorically, imagine a soccer match or something, right? There are always referees in a soccer match, and with referees we can see differences between three economic models that people commonly know. When the referees are taking control of the match, telling people what to do, being a total with no chill, giving everyone red cards and punishments, you have essentially planned economy or state capitalism. When the referee is kind of a cool dude to hang out, chill but still watches the match, punishes players who make offenses, and leave the decision to the market, you have a free market economy. When you have a referee who is a combination of the two, you have a social market economy or blind capitalism. How does the government enforce free and fair competition? Well, there are many ways. One example, putting employees against management. There's this thing called Works Council, a local labor union for a particular company. In Germany, these works councils are present in the board of management of many companies to guarantee the rights of workers, as they say. Alternatively, being a member of the Works Council in Germany also has its perks. You can get paid if you go full-time. You can receive bribes and get the first-hand experience of having scandals. You can look at someone else's paycheck, and if you don't like that one coworker, you can recommend that guy to be on the chopping block the next time the company has to fire someone. Anyway, from the social benefit side, you have to see the state as a provider for infrastructure, as something that enables everybody to have an even chance to compete, as most of Germany's state universities are free of tuition fees. That of course also depend on the states where the universities are located. OECD, a research institution just to make me look smart,
for Donald Trump's very, very large brain.
OECD said in 2015 that in 2015, the German government had to pay $17,400 for every student in college, domestic or international. This sounds just like communism. But if you look further, in a market economy, students don't pay that much amount of money to universities and instead can spend the money on something else, whatever the things may be. Twitch donations, some premium subscriptions. I don't know, my Patreon? Come on, I'm a student in real life. I need money for student stuff. For my research, you know, scientific research. This process, from a company's perspective, is important, because companies need customers buying their products to survive. This is not to be underestimated, as students, both Germans and international, make up for 2.7 million of Germany's population in 2014 alone. That means in 2014 alone, 2.7 million people will have more money to be spent in other sectors outside of education. I know I'm repeating myself.
Damn it!
This is of course paid for by taxpayers' money, something that, I don't know, depend on your taste, maybe from a low-key economist perspective can benefit the economy as a whole. Here's how it goes, ideally of course, according to them. Government taxes people and companies with appropriate tax rate. For this case, the money goes back to the people for their education. If the money is not being appropriated for other purposes, like corruption, being embezzled and stuff, now the money will be returned to companies. Why? People are not saving the money because, I know, and I do, we all love to buy stuff. And the cycle continues. That's about it, just 2 arguments for free education. Don't you worry, I have a couple more arguments coming up, because if I put them in one video, it will be too long and too boring. As always, subscribe, leave a like, oh, and also share this video so that, I don't know, just do it. More importantly, donate to my Patreon, yes, cause I need to get as much money as possible with little to no talent whatsoever. All links in the description, including the sources for websites mentioned in the video. And, as the name of the channel suggests, fight in the comment section below and show your true color. Cause I won't be reading them, I don't care. No one cares if you're a commie butthurt anyway. As always, if you guys disagree with me, I can always hide behind the channel's name by saying, these are mere opinions. Have a great day.